A photo surfaced this week of a man standing on a mountain in flowing white robes, calm, distant, almost otherworldly. Fans immediately recognized the aesthetic. They had seen it before, more than once. What they hadn't clocked yet was that this time, the man in white was the villain. That's the detail worth sitting with. Because for years, in Chinese costume drama, white has meant something specific. White is the immortal master. White is the noble swordsman. White is the character the audience is supposed to trust. Black is for the antagonist. It's a visual shorthand so old that most viewers don't even register it consciously anymore, they just feel it. So when leaked behind-the-scenes stills from the CCTV-backed wuxia drama Emei showed actor Zhang Linghe in that exact silhouette, on those exact misty cliffs, the instinct was to assume the same role he's built a career on. He wasn't playing the hero this time. He was playing Xue Chong, a member of the villainous Xue clan, a character described as cold, aloof, and secretly ruthless, wearing the exact costume language usually reserved for the good guy. To understand why that's a bigger deal than one guest role, you have to look at what came before it. Zhang Linghe has played a version of the pure one in white across multiple projects now. There was Zhong Hengxian in Legend of Canglan, where he wore 18 kilograms of armor and did roughly 90% of his own stunt work to sell the physicality of a righteous immortal. There was Xie Wei. There was Xie Zhang. Online fan communities have started joking that he's the permanent chosen one of the Xue family, a running gag built entirely on the fact that this actor keeps ending up in the same narrow archetype, robed, restrained, morally uncomplicated. That's usually where a young actor's range gets questioned. Play one type of character enough times and the industry, and the audience, starts to assume that's all you can do. It's a real risk in a market where casting directors often reach for whoever last did the job well, not whoever might do something different with it. Chinese costume drama in particular tends to move in cycles of visual trust. A look works, it gets repeated across projects because audiences respond to it, and eventually the actor becomes synonymous with that single register. It's a comfortable position commercially, and a limiting one creatively, and most actors in that position never get offered the chance to break it without losing the built-in audience that made them bankable in the first place. The 18 kilograms of armor from Legend of Canglan matters here for a reason beyond dedication. Doing roughly 90% of his own stunt work wasn't just a physical commitment, it was a way of making the righteous immortal persona feel earned rather than assigned. Audiences don't just watch a costume, they watch effort, and effort becomes part of the trust they extend to the image. That's the account balance a production draws on when it decides to spend that same image on a villain instead of protecting it. So the choice to keep him in white while making him the villain isn't a coincidence, and it isn't just a costume decision. It's a way of testing an actor's range without spending the audience's trust to do it. The production didn't ask viewers to accept a completely different visual identity for him. It asked them to look at a familiar image and question what it actually means. That's a subtler, lower-risk move than a full image overhaul, and it's one more productions may lean on as costume drama audiences get more visually literate and harder to fool with obvious good guy, bad guy coding. There's a second piece of evidence that this wasn't accidental. In an interview back in July, Zhang Linghe said directly that he wanted to take on a genuinely villainous role, something outside the righteous hero lane he'd been placed in. Xue Chong isn't a misunderstood anti-hero or a hero in disguise. Reports describe him as someone whose calm, dignified surface hides real cruelty. That's the part of the story that turns a casting choice into a career decision. He didn't stumble into this. He asked for it, and the production built the reveal around the exact image people already trusted him for. There's also a quieter signal in the fact that this is a guest role, not a lead. Guest appearances in a high-profile, centrally produced wuxia project like Emei carry less commercial risk than a starring vehicle would. If the villain framing hadn't landed with audiences, the damage to his primary image would have been contained. That makes this less like a full rebrand and more like a controlled experiment, one small enough to walk back if needed, but public enough to actually test whether audiences would follow him outside the lane they'd already accepted him in. Now put that next to the other thing that's been circulating about him this same week, because it's not unrelated. A screenshot from a low-angle video call went viral, the kind of angle that makes almost anyone look worse than they do in person. Fans reacted with a kind of joking disbelief, calling it proof that his features hold up under conditions specifically designed to be unflattering. Days later, unedited crowd photos from the Valorant exhibition match at the Fearless Tour stop in Chengdu did something similar, this time from a completely different context: no styling team, no controlled lighting, just phone cameras at a gaming event. Both moments got framed the same way online, as evidence that whatever is working about his image isn't dependent on production value. On its own, that's fan enthusiasm, the kind that circulates around plenty of public figures and mostly just fuels engagement. But placed next to the Emei casting, it points to something a little more useful for understanding how image actually functions in this industry. An actor's visual brand isn't only built by official content. It gets stress-tested constantly by uncontrolled, incidental footage the actor has zero say over: a phone camera at an esports event, a video call frozen at the wrong angle. When that uncontrolled footage keeps reinforcing the same impression the official content is trying to build, the brand becomes more durable, because audiences start to trust it isn't manufactured. That trust is exactly the kind of capital a production is spending when it recasts a familiar face into an unfamiliar role and expects the audience to follow. For an international audience watching Chinese entertainment from outside the domestic market, this pattern is worth noticing for a different reason. Overseas viewers often meet an actor through fragments, a viral clip, a stray photo, a drama they picked up mid-season, long before they understand the full context of an actor's prior work. That means the uncontrolled footage effect described above carries even more weight internationally than it does domestically, where longtime fans already know the back catalogue. A convincing candid moment can do more to build cross-border trust in an image than a polished trailer can, simply because it reads as unstaged. It's one more reason international entertainment coverage increasingly has to track fan-generated content with the same seriousness it tracks official releases. This doesn't mean every actor can pull off a villain simply by keeping their usual wardrobe. It also doesn't mean every unedited fan photo becomes career strategy. One drama, one gaming event, and one video call don't add up to proof of an industry-wide playbook. What the available evidence does support is narrower and still worth noting. In this specific case, a production appears to have used an actor's established visual identity as the mechanism for expanding his range, rather than discarding that identity to signal change. And the audience's own unscripted documentation of him, the parts he had no control over, ended up reinforcing rather than undercutting that identity. Which brings the story back to that mountain. The white robes weren't a callback for nostalgia's sake, and they weren't a mistake in styling continuity. They were the entire point. The image the audience already trusted became the exact surface the story needed to complicate, because a villain who looks like every hero you've ever rooted for is a much harder character to dismiss than one dressed to announce his intentions in the first 5 seconds. Zhang Linghe said he wanted a real villain. What he got was a role built specifically around the fact that people already believe the opposite about him, and that's not a small creative decision. It's a demonstration of how far a consistent public image can be stretched before it has to be replaced, and in this case, the answer looks like it can be stretched a lot further than the industry usually assumes. If you're the kind of viewer who wants entertainment coverage that looks past the headline and asks what a casting choice or a viral photo is actually doing, Rabbit News Hallyu is built for exactly that. Subscribe for analysis, not just updates.